Hey guys, we're doing a Broodwar cheese compilation for you today. I have chosen 2300 MMR plus games. I have done all of the research and the testing and whatever needs to be done to, number one, confirm that it is cheese. Number two, to confirm that the replays are not rigged. We have a center gate here to warm us up as a PvT. So what I'll tell you about all the players is that they're all 2300 MMR plus. These are obviously all ladder games. And I will ask, if you do enjoy Broodwar cheese, please do engage with the video. It's just because this is so much more work than a standard replay, right? So standard replay, you just download the game and you kind of just watch it. Here, I've got to check that every single game is cheese. It takes quite a lot of time because there's a lot of futile replays that I have to watch. So I've built a little compilation for you today that I'm going to present to you, and based on how well these are received, I will then decide whether it's worth the time and effort to find and create more. So you, the viewer, really dictate how many of these you will see. I have already got 3 compilations ready to go. So based on how compilations 1, 2, and 3 perform on the channel in the next little while, will dictate if there are compilations 4, 5, and 6. And obviously based on how well the videos do, I will decide how frequently to do these, right? So if they should be once a month or twice a month or whatever the case is. I basically just want to make videos that people want to watch, you know, as stupid as that sounds. You know, I can make things that I want to watch, but I mean, if nobody watches them, I might as well just keep them to myself. So yeah, anyway, that's the plan. I'm not going to do the players' names. Some of these are pros every now and again, but for the most part, you're welcome to use seawall.gg to use the Smurf names that you see here to confirm who the players are if you are curious. And here we go. The action in round 1 has begun. This is going to look like a relatively normal scout timing. However, this SCV has already seen there's nothing in the main of the Protoss, and therefore he knows what to expect. So we're going to get rid of the panel just for the time being. We want to see how our Zealot and Probe do against the counter from... I think it's probably useful to have it on. So the Probe died. We'll keep the health meter on the Zealot. Second Zealot's about to arrive as well. And Protoss is... sorry, Terran just seems to be responding to this without too much of an alarm. Marines is going to be the job, by the looks of it. So 2 very, very healthy Zealots with more coming. Is making a gas and a cybernetics core behind this. So I think the commitment to the cheese is there, but wondering perhaps if the Protoss is thinking a Dragoon or 2 will be what finishes this off for him. Time will tell. We'll keep an eye on the production tab. That is one of the many wonderful advantages of having the production tab. We can still keep an eye on the action. And see what is happening. So that Marine unfortunately gets stuck. So he has lost 1, but it's got 4 Marines against 3 Zealots. We'll keep the health bar on the Zealots. That's really all we want to be looking at, is how damaged are they. Now he's pulling a shitload of SCVs, kind of body blocking them here. Does pick off the 1. The other 2 are pretty healthy. Third Zealot is on the way. We can track the orange on the minimap. We're going to stick with the natural colors of the replay as much as we can, unless it's a horrible color like brown on brown. Then we'll do red versus blue. So we're now really getting into the thick of it here. Does pick off a Marine, but loses the Zealot. And I think we're on a clock here. We're adding another gateway, and I presume we're doing it in our main. By the way, we're also building a factory in our opponent's main. Nothing is coming out. Now a Vulture is coming out. So I think he knows he's on a clock, but by the same token, all the Zealots are dead. And he's sending in his first Dragoon, and he's got a gateway here. Oh my god, I wonder if the units are stuck popping out forward. He's now surrounded this Vulture with probes. Oh, that was a really, really good response, and he's sort of blocking the front door here and attacking this factory, and he's also made himself a bunker to block this Protoss getting in the front door, and I think this Terran has held this. This factory going down is huge. It's kind of stuck, so he has to lift off. But a really, really good probe micro picks that Vulture off really, really quickly. And I think any units that popped out here got stuck because of the Sim City that this Protoss chose. It's a little bit unfortunate now. He's going to basically probably lose for that reason. I think any units that are in this bunker now have no chance of getting up the ramp. It's making a factory in his main as well, floating away here. And yeah, I think Protoss is done. It seems to want to try break here, but if there's a tank that comes out soon, I don't know. I don't want to prematurely call the cheese game. I feel like it's such an easy mistake to make, right? So range is just about done. I think once range is done, he's going to try and position his goons to hit the ramp, to hit the bunker, excuse me, without getting hit themselves. This is not red. It's very close though, but the factory's going to survive. If he can land the factory, that's also going to be very helpful. Getting the add-on, he needs a tank. This is really about how quickly the tank arrives. 2 machine shops. He wants 2 tanks. Sending a 3rd Dragoon. This is clearly the plan here. It's just building up to 1 final siege. Is expanding behind this, so presumably thinks he's got a way out, and he does. The Terran GG's. I presume it's because the time to make the tanks was just going to take too long. So the Protoss pulls it off. I genuinely thought that Terran had this, especially when the Dragoon was kind of blocked in here. That's the thing with cheese games though, man. You never know what to expect. So let's go on to game number 2. Okay, this time we're on Dominator and we have a PVZ. I like this sort of brightish yellow color. It looks pretty cool. Nothing unusual here. No sort of center gates or anything like that. So I actually can't remember why this is even in this compilation. Part of that makes it fun and interesting, and obviously a part of that makes me wonder, oops, I hope I didn't screw up my replay pack. Anyway, the previous game, difficult to call, man, but clearly the presence of Dragoons with range was enough for that Terran player to say, not going to be able to fend that off, especially considering that the Protoss was taking a Nexus behind it. So, you know, when I was asked around a little while ago about building cheese compilations, and it was RJB that I asked, and he said to me that so few players actually cheese nowadays. They have learnt aggressive opens and transitions out of what used to just be pure all-ins almost exclusively. So there are very few all-ins actually left, and even there with the center gates, there was a plan to go goon. There was a plan to transition, perhaps building that factory in the opponent's base as opposed to in his own was what lost him the game, because if he built the factory in his own base, he could have got the machine shop and got a tank out a lot quicker. So it is usually this matter of inches, as it were. Oh, I've got a feeling that I know what's going to happen here. Oh, no, no. I thought he was going to cannon rush him, but he's got a pull. So that can't be it. And we've got lings. Lots of them. We made lings even before a hatchery. It's ling time. Uh-oh. What do we have? We have a cannon. We have a gateway. We have a drone. We should theoretically have probes blocking up the wall. Or another cannon. Lings have arrived. Hi! Decent body blocking though. Oh, really good body blocking. That is insane. Only 1 Ling is going to get in here. Wow. That's really, really good. And he got himself absolutely no value from those early Lings. This puts the Zerg in a dreadful spot. Got our timing wrong on the... He's taking another hatchery pretty fast though. It's probably the only way you can transition from that pretty lousy 9-pool opening. So Protoss here in a very, very strong position. The question is, and this is a genuine question from me, why is this in my compilation? Why? Tell me! I do not remember. I built this compilation in late November, early December, before I went overseas. And I just left it in my folder while I was contemplating life, you know, as you tend to do. And then I was like, hang on, I want to test this theory now about casting cheese compilations, because when I was asking viewers, what would you like me to do? Lots of people were saying, do cheese. I like cheese. Choose. So I was like, okay, well, I've made some cheese compilations, so let's see how they go. And hopefully I made some good ones too. When I say hopefully, I mean hopefully. Okay, so who is the cheeser? Who? Stargate, all normal stuff. We're making faster Ling movement. We're getting a Hydroden. We've got 15 drones. We are making more drones though. I don't know what it is, guys. Why is this in my compilation? Am I gonna just look like a total moron who put in a normal game as a cheese game? Is that gonna happen? Ooh, I see something unusual. It's a 5-minute lurker aspect. Okay. Cool. So is it cheesy or is it, yeah, it's pretty cheesy. So he's just got linglings. Linglings. Uh-oh. Run away, Mr. Goon. Bad things are gonna happen to you. Making a second gateway in his natural. Nothing in his main. Citadel on the way. Alright, now, what do you scout as the Protoss Corsair that makes you go... What's happening? Hi! Okay, see the Hydra. Usually now you would just respond by going, I'm going to make cannons. But he doesn't know, because he's just flown straight back home, okay? He doesn't know that there's 6 lings in the production tab. He's just seen Hydras. That's all that his opponent has shown him, right? So, my question is, other than just responding normally, which would be cannons at the front door, what do you do here? You'll see the lings, but he won't know because he's flown away with his Corsairs. He's got 2 Corsairs out on the map, and they're kind of being pushed away. It's a little sus that these Hydras are still slow, but he could just have had the timing on his building or on his build off because of the 9 pool. It's not all obvious, but here we go. So he's morphed 2 of the eggs into lurkers. He's got the lings here. He's going up to 4 cannons to try and block this. He's going to lose more and more overlords. Some slow Hydras coming here to protect, and still loses. Okay, I'm going to try and keep my eye on the production tab in the right spot just to see what these Corsairs can see. So going to see a lair, see a Hydra. They're going to see no Spire. That's super suspicious to me. And here's the good news. Hi! So tanking with the lings, the lurkers coming in. It's the detection here that's the key. No robo in sight. So if the cannons go down, it all goes down. But it didn't work, guys. It did not work. Okay. I haven't rigged this, by the way. It's not like Protoss is 2 for 2 and I wanted Protoss to win every time. But a Terran tried to cheese. Sorry, a Protoss cheesed and won. And a Protoss got cheesed and held. So we have 2 so far. And on we go to the next one. I have no idea what's in store, but I'm pretty sure it'll be fun. I don't know how I'll do on this white here on Fighting Spirit, but I won't change the colors if I struggle with it. It is a map that is very, very well known. Probably the most played on map in the history of the entire game. It's also a map that when you're learning the game as Protoss and Terran, you're taught to scout for center racks or center gateways in this case. So once again, this time the Protoss is the Cheezor and the Terran is the Cheesy. So we will see how this one goes. So far we have 1 for the Cheezor and 1 for the Cheesy. Not that I keep these these random leaderboards on track, but that is what has gone down so far. Yeah, let me know if you're enjoying these, man. Hit the like button. Let me know if you're having fun so far. Really will appreciate it if you interact with the video. Like I said earlier, it takes me a lot of time to find these replays and to fit them into the definition of cheese. I won't always be perfect. Sometimes it'll be an all-in as opposed to a cheese. Sometimes it'll just be an aggro play that doesn't pay off or does pay off. But The idea is it's supposed to just be fun, just to see some of the shenanigans that people catch on when they're on ladder. It's interesting that he scouted there because that would have just been a suspiciously early timing. And probably a nuanced thing there. You still want to try and do your first scout timing at about 2 minutes and 10 seconds, even if you are cheesing. Otherwise, it's just a dead giveaway to your opponent. So, this barracks here is usually followed by a depot, and that will provide like a little bit of a wall in. And that could be a little bit of a challenge for this Protoss player to overcome. He's being scouted now, and it looks like the Terran is going to first scout him. He's also going gas pretty soon. So once again, this is a single gateway. It's not a double gateway, which means it's not so much an all-in as it is a aggressive play, because he could quite easily get another gateway in his main. Could go cybernetics core. So we'll keep an eye on what he builds and how it progresses. Production tab in these games, guys, is your friend. So Marine comes down and he's going to get the good news. I think obviously the SCV scouting is going to see no gateway, so he knows that something is up. The gig is up, as they say. It doesn't have this little protected depot funnel that he runs through, usually, is Mr. Marine. So, oh, Mr. Marine just got wrecked. That's really not good timing for Mr. Marine to get wrecked. A couple of hits on these SCVs, but actually gets away with his life. 2 hit points. Another zealot shows up. We'll try and keep the health bars on everything. It's a bit difficult though. Pretty good body blocking here on these SCVs. So this one's going to go down. This guy's still having a good time up here. Third SCV is on the way. We are making a factory. The question is where? Right here. Can't miss it. Okay, so the first difference between the previous game and this game is that the Terran is making a factory in his base. He is also going cybernetics core and gas, and presumably is going to make a second gateway in his main base soon. The zealots still remain non-stop for the time being. The Dragoon is going to be the very next unit out of this gateway, and I think that this Vulture is great because the Vulture is going to take care of the zealot, no problem. Here we go. But now, oh, actually he got the SCV. I was a bit quick on the draw there. But now, because he's made it in his main, he is going to have to fend off. Okay, he'll fend off this Vulture without a problem, because the Dragoon is the next unit that's coming out, and there's another gateway here. So he's soon going to be 2-gate Goon. Okay, so this Vulture, this Zilla is going to be no threat at all. Now, I think I like this for Terran because he's got 3 Marines, he's got a Vulture. He's going to see the Dragoon. He should turn around, but he doesn't. And the Vulture is actually drawing this Dragoon away, which is going to buy him time to get his tank out. And I also think the reason why the Dragoon is chasing the Vulture is because he's going to lose all his probes if he doesn't. So I like this play from Protoss to chase the Vulture, and I like this play from Terran because he's going to buy himself so much time. I like that he's built this here. This is good. I keep saying I like. I'm sorry. I know that's kind of... I'm annoying myself by saying that. But he's chased the Vulture down. He blocked off this back area here. SimCity was really nice and tight. And here comes the Dragoon that came out of this gateway to pressure. And I don't know if I like this play where we've gone command center. But we have a tank. We have Marines. That should be enough to chase away at least 1 Dragoon. Possibly 2. There is... Vulture in production, and we are getting mines. So this now transitions into what? I think the flow chart here, or the decision tree for both players, is super duper interesting. He's now got 3, and he's probably going to wait for range. He's going to target down the tank, I would imagine. Doesn't get any shots off on the tank though, and does take a few more hits on these goons. He's going to be further challenged now by the fact that our Terran has researched mines, and that to me is a big problem for Protoss. He's going to target down this tank. 1 more shot. Oh, the mine. Uh-oh. He's trying to trip it. Ah, he hits it and doesn't take a hit himself. That was very nicely done. Another goon on the way. Another goon on the way. I think he's going to try and pressure with 3 goons, but the mines here is just the difference maker. There is definitely no room in the budget, in inverted commas, for a robo. So I don't know how you play yourself out of this position, especially considering... Ooh, oh, he took the hits there. Oh, he took the hits there. That's it. Over. Okay, so we have a hold, guys. Terran held against Protoss. Protoss has not won all of the games. That was just an attempted, pretty much all in, against a very, very well-held... And if you're looking for a demo on how to deal with the center gate pressure as Terran, this was a fantastic case study. Really, really, really well done. Okay, let's see what else we have in store. Well, this is something a little different for you guys. We are now on Polypoid, and we actually have a Terran versus Zerg. So, no Protoss involved in this cheesy shenanigans at all. This is Bishop, who is a pretty well-known Korean pro. And he's playing against Smiles. I'll check on... I mean, feel free to check on Seawall if this is also a Korean pro. But he is 8 Raxing. So, the aggressor here is Bishop. Chances are his opponent is not a pro, and he's playing on one of his lower rank accounts to practice some of these aggro builds for tournaments and stuff. So you see this quite often on the ladder. This is where these opportunities to find these games really comes from. You just got to be on a lookout for them. You've got to be willing to do the necessary filters and all of the things to get it done. And yeah, here we are, Polypoid and Terran versus Zerg. Looks like 8 Raxing cheese, and it looks like a 12 hatch, which I think plays pretty well against this. We will see. We will see. I do not see this build enough to know what is ideal. I guess Overpool is probably easier to deal with. But then again, your creep to get your sunken up is the key variable. And this is the fastest possible natural hatch. So, first Marine is on the way. Scouting is about to happen. Hello. Nice to see ya. Good day. Wonderful. Pool comes down now. And decides to... I think he was going to transfer some workers, but now he's chasing down. I presume that his overlord scouted this. And he now knows what to expect. We're going to fight with drones. Oh my god, this hatchery is still ages away. And the pool as well. Okay. Drones. Drones, drones, drones. That's probably Mom. She's got a text. Wants to chat. Alrighty. So we are surrounding with drones. Oh, dead drone. Oh, another dead drone. Another dead drone. Bunker's ready for action. Bunker's miles away though from the hatch. So you build the bunker to then have another bunker? Is that the plan? Okay, but we need a creep. Make a creep! 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 Yeah, that took way longer than it needed to. And I think this is going to be the difference maker. Making a few lings though. 7 drones is what our Zerg has. 7 measly. Where did the SCV that was making the bunker go? Go back to work, bro. What are you doing? Get it done. He's not making the bunker. What is happening? Oh my god, I am actually blown away. Like, no kidding at all. What the hell? And they expand. Okay, just your standard... just your standard opening here. Wow. Why wouldn't you finish that bunker? You had time, you had the SCVs. I don't get it. I don't get it. Would the Marines have been out of range of the Sunken? Because they don't have range themselves, he doesn't have an academy? I don't know. Now we're going to try and have some sort of normal game. Although this is walled in quite neatly. And what are we making behind this as Zerg? We are making a lair and an overlord. We have 11 drones and a dream. Oh, are we making some more drones? Okay, so is this going to be some sort of weird transition? We will know soon enough. We will, we will, we will. We will, we will, we will. Hydrogen. I smell a lurky badurky. I don't even know what I'm saying, bro, but it's all good. It's been a fun day today. This is my third recording. I've done some pretty big ones. I did a 3-match series between Artosis and a guy with a foot fetish. I then did the first thing I did was Snow versus Toggles. So I did my first Toggles game. And funny enough, he matched up against Snow on the ladder, which I thought was awesome. Snow did some pretty dazzling Reaver micro, as he's been known to do. And then I decided, you know what, I need one more game to try and hit my targets and stuff with my scheduling. So why don't I do this cheese compilation? So we've done longer ones today, with the exception of the Toggles game, which was only about 18 minutes. And it's been fun. It's been really, really fun. I have enjoyed myself. And it looks like our Terran is just doing 4 racks, getting the Academy and the STEM and the eBay and the +1 and all the things and the stuff. And it looks like Zerg is going lurkers, 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 lurkers. Hiding the Hydroden here on purpose because expecting him to scan the main, less likely he's going to scan the natural. Especially if it's his very first scan. So he doesn't have any more energy, right? So he's going to now get another scanner, and let's see if he scans here. Oh my god, he did. And I think he would have just seen the Hydroden. So, did we get any knee-jerk reaction? We're making a bunker straight away. We are lifting off straight away. We want to be able to fight this out in the open, and we also want to be able to pressure before these lurkers become too much of a factor. So Terra knows what's up, and when your opponent knows what's coming, it significantly reduces your ability to take them by surprise, obviously. Here are the lurkers. Hello, how are ya? Lots of ya. Let's go. Zoop. Okay. Fight time. Let's go. Let's go. Got 2 bunkers. They flanked that really well. Held that really well. So once again, this was a weird game because the cheesy, or the cheese ore became the cheesy and then still held. So pretty good game from Bishop. Another good win for Terran. So let's see what we have next in our lucky packet of cheese games. Okay, so another TVZ, this time on Metropolis. We have a Terran player playing under the alias Not Your Fault, which makes me think of that AWOL Nation song. Baby, if it wasn't it, baby, if I'm yelling at you, it's not your fault. I actually listened to that for my wedding. I'm still married. True story. Anyway, so yeah, we're not doing an 8-racks yet because we got a depot. So I do not know who or what cheese to expect. There's no 4 pull, no 5 pull, no 7 pull, no 9 pull, no funny pulls. So the mystery remains. That should be the main thing here, man. The intrigue has got to be, what are the cheese? What are the cheese? Tell me what are the cheese? So it is an overpull. Very normal stuff in Zergland. Zergland. And it is a... Oh my god. Is he going to go command center first? No, he's not. Just made his barracks on 12. And then he made an immediate refinery. Okay, cool. It's a bit quick. It's a bit quick. You don't normally get your gas that fast. If anybody's going to do something suspicious, I'm leaning towards Terran. The dishonorable Terrans that are Terrans, that play the Terrans race, them. Those are the guys that are doing the dishonorable things today in this game. Keeping an eye. That immediate mining of gas is telling me factory. Now, Metropolis isn't necessarily better suited to cheese games than other maps. Litmus and Roaring Currents probably lend itself to some more fun things. He's going to get last scouted here too. Is our Terran. There's the factory. So we kind of called it. It is a mech rush of some kind. We're not rushing to expand. The drone has seen the factory, so we know what's cooking. The SCV should see, although they're going to pass each other. So the drones are not the problem, but the lings might be. So we have tracked that they are likely to send lings, and we have walled up our front door with one little marine, second marine coming in to reinforce, and I expect that'll be the end of the ling threat. So we've got our hatch up, we've got our gas going. We're probably just going to go lair as Zerg. He hasn't transferred his drones though. Now he does. A bit slow, but that's fine. Oh my god, look at this! Look at this sneaky man! Making a hatchery over here. A hidden little expandy poo. Very nice. Very nice. Fighting this SCV with drones. What is going to look really suspicious is if there's no lair. He can go lair. There we go. He's got the money. He just waited to... the SCV didn't get into his main anyway. Does make the creep. So any attack from a vulture, which is usually what your factory opening enables you to do, can be held with a reasonable sim city and a sunken colony. That simple. It's not a major headache. This hatchery and what it intends to make out of it is the spicy meatball in this dish, in my opinion. Okay, lair on the way. What is the lair tech going to be? So it does try and bounce in here, gets himself 2 drones in exchange for 2 vultures. I don't know if that's a good trade, a bad trade, or a neutral trade, but that was the trade that was made. I'm a poet. And we're getting the Hydra Dead. So we're going to rush lurkers, and we're going to do it from this sneaky little base. This time, I don't know if the lurkers are going to go that well detected. And he's making an armory. He could be making a starport pretty soon to go Valkyrie. He's thinking, this is going to be a glorious day. I'm going to do my builds. Everything is going to be gorgeous. You can see that this Zerg is not interested in having a game. He is interested in smashing fools. So he is sending linglings right here. And here's lots of them. And he is pouncing. Hi! All of the lings! How are you? Damn, this is lots of lings. And this is like basically one Goliath here. Workers having to tank. And this was not expected from our Terran. And he's already gone. Like the backup plan, there was the lurkers, wasn't even necessary. Alright, so our Terrans have fallen this time. Having faced not really much cheese. It was just a mech opening. But our Zerg said, I'm not having any of your mech opening. Have a ling all in. See how that tastes. Turns out it was pretty juicy. See what we have next. Okay, so the last little game in our series is a Protoss versus Zerg, still on Metropolis. And I'm always intrigued. Like, I find myself going, well, you built the freaking compilation list, so you must know why this game is here. But I do genuinely find myself going, there's so little by way of actual cheese in PvZ. There's absolutely some all-ins, and I think this is definitely a cheese all-ins compilation. But all-in players are cheesy in nature, so I think it certainly fits the criteria. We have dropped our pylon, and we are scouting. We want to know what our opponent is doing, so to do a pylon scout isn't anything other than just playing with good intel as Protoss, so he's going to see that it's an overpull. And that's probably just going to adjust his timing on his Nexus, Forge, etc, etc. So he's still just on Pro Production. It's going to maybe go 12 Nexus. Okay, so he goes Forge. So probably a 12, 13, 13 or a 12, 13, 14. Overpull generally allows you to do a lot of things as Protoss. So we'll see what our probe wants to do. Ah, so we've taken our natural over here. That's not cheesy. That's just a good way to counter the early probe scout. You get your lings out, which is what's on the way now. You get rid of this pesky little probe. And off you go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So Nexus is on the way. Cannon in place. Gateway should be next. And on we will go. So the probe's going to run away. He's not going to lose his probe carelessly, which is obviously what you would expect from S-rank players. Runs right back, just to probably go confirm. You still don't have a base here, huh? Oh, well, that's interesting. And that's exactly what this drone is now going to go and do. This is really going to annoy, although this drone got the first shot. So that probe will die if he continues to engage. Lings go in, see there's a cannon, they disappear. This hatchery is nearly done. This hatch is obviously just started. Probe's still alive, scouting around. Hasn't really confirmed the third hatch yet. So we're getting our gas. Gateway's on the way. So this is all very standard stuff from both players so far. It does feel really teed up though for a Hydra play, like an all-in. People say 3H Hydra is not cheese, and it isn't if you transition. But it is definitely an all-in that we see quite often, and he's got the early Hydra den, so this could well be what we're going to see here. It's the most common aggro play from Zerg players. All very normal. Core on the way. Zealot has now spotted the third base, which was taken second. The third base location that was expanded to before the natural. So these lings will be sent to go and deal with that. So forcing out a few more lings with these zealots is very good play from our Protoss. You want to try and delay the economic power and droning, which is really what Zergs want to be doing now. I think that also the other advantage that this gives the Protoss player is you can see that there isn't much by way of drone saturation at this base. And that's got to raise at least some red flags in your head. It does tidy up that zealot. I don't know what happened to the second zealot. I think he went home. Yeah, he's amongst these two. So that's going to have to be your question. I think once he's scouted with his Stargate, with his Corsair, he'll know exactly what the story is. He's making another cannon here proactively. So probably his intuition tells him this feels like Hydras. He will confirm the Hydras as soon as his Corsair is onto the map. You could send out these 3 zealots now, once this cannon completes. Because the timing for the push is around about 5 minutes and 40 seconds. You should start to see the first Hydras. He moves out and possibly saw them. I'm not sure. But has decided to go home and make another cannon. I assume because he's added the cannon, he did see them. It's now up to 4 zealots. Sees all the Hydras with his Corsair. Doesn't need to see anything more. Will probably cancel the production of any additional Corsairs because there's no value there. He's getting himself leg speed. He's trying to get +1. The Forge is the thing that is in the most danger. And he's making 3 more gateways behind this to deal with this. Counters on top of this though, but these zealots are getting some really good surface area, so there's not much happening here for our Zerg. Zealot in production, hasn't lost this gateway. Going up to 5 gates. So this is one way to deal with this, is you just make 5 gates. He's still making his probes. I'm just dealing with the speed zealots. No Templar archives, nothing like that. Our Zerg has gone absolutely all in. He is not making drones. He doesn't plan to make drones. He doesn't have the D button on his keyboard anymore. He is just Hydra Man. Dun, 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 dun. And this upgrade has just finished. But has not finished. He cancels it. He cancels the upgrade. And just cannot get these cannons up. Has he made another forge? He has just started building one now, so can't make any more cannons after this. He's going to have to produce around a macro of zealots, which he has. Is making another cannon. That one's just finishing up. He made it just before that forge finished. And yeah, man, this, like I said, he does not have a D button on his keyboard anymore. It is just Hydra Man. Let's go. So, when does he do his final siege is the big question. I'm just going to put this gateway. No, just going to add another cannon. And potentially another cannon? No? Yes? Okay, just going a bit further back, adding another cannon. Here we go. So it's the big push from the Hydras. And, speed has just kicked in. I don't think this Zerg has much choice though. He's got to keep going. The reinforcing zealots though, kind of being shredded. Kites back and forth quite nicely. Still just 18 drones. All Hydras. Let's go. Does have the Corsair confirming that he's not transitioning into drones. So knows exactly what he's dealing with. And that is very, very nicely held by our Protoss. Guys, that was my cheese compilation. Bit of a mixed bag. Some of them cheeses, some of them all-ins. Lots of research and time went into finding these games. I have made a few more compilations that are ready to go if this is the kind of content you enjoy. So depending on how this video does will influence what future compilations do arrive on the channel. Thanks very much. If you did stick with me to the end watching, I really do appreciate it. I'll be back soon. Until next time, you take it easy.